And today I'm going to talk to you about mini recessed LED downlights. They're available in round and square, downlight, adjustable and wet location. This amazingly versatile fixture is available in a variety of contemporary finishes, beam spreads, and Kelvin temperatures. Great for niches, displays, cabinetry, even ceilings for downlight or reading light type applications. Transformers are available in magnetic or electronic. While magnetic transformers are larger and heavier, they can actually be remoted a farther distance from the load. But today we'll be using an electronic transformer for its small size and ease of concealment. The thing to remember is to choose a dimmer that's compatible with your transformer type. So let's show you how we wire the transformer. Since we're bringing line voltage into our transformer via this flexible armored cable, we want to make sure that we shut the power off at the service panel. Now let's open up our transformer. I'm just removing the screws here. And the cover. And you can see on this end, we've got a connector to accept our line voltage, which is coming in. I'm just going to feed that through there. Tighten the connector. Give it a little pull to make sure it's secure. And one more turn. And I'm going to grab those black, green, and white wires that are coming through that connector into my little housing. And I will attach them to the corresponding wire terminals. In this case, my green ground terminal is loose inside of the housing. There's my ground connection. And my black connection, this of course is a little terminal block, is going to go into the corresponding black lug. And let's tighten that down. Next, the white. Next, we'll connect the Class 2 wire to the secondary side of the transformer, also a screw lug terminal. So I'm going to split those wires and feed them through that oval-shaped hole. These are the wires that, of course, connect to my load. And I'll strip those. You may notice here there's no black wire and white wire. We just have two red wires going into two black wires. With low voltage systems, we are not required to observe any kind of polarity. I'm tightening the screw now down onto my first wire and my second wire coming next. Now that we've attached our primary and secondary leads to the transformer, we're ready to fasten the cover back on. So I'll just place that over the pre-drilled holes in the chassis and insert those little Phillips screws. And we're ready to connect our fixtures. So now that we've pre-wired our transformer, we've had an electrician bring that 120 volt power from a J-box installed in the ceiling to the transformer. We've also pre-drilled our 2-inch holes and we're ready for installation. I'm going to reach up through that hole. I can see my secondary wire here coming down. And if I'm real careful, I can grab that transformer and there's my primary coming in. So here you can see my secondary lead that I've already pre-wired to the end. Let's take a look at the fixture now. This is our mini LED recessed, and this is the whole fixture. And the reason why I'm saying that is because people ask me that all the time. It is so small and doesn't really have your typical can housing that it's rather surprising for people. It attaches with spring mounting clips, and you can see here that when I push that up through the hole, I've got them pushed together like that, and as I release that, then they spring down and sandwich the fixture in between the end of the clip and the trim ring is what actually grabs the drywall. So first thing that we're going to do is attach the wires. I'll grab a screwdriver here, and you can see that this little top cover that shields our wiring compartment has a little keyhole, so I can loosen the screw and actually pop the top off without losing the screw. I'll set that aside. And here's my wiring ports. So you can see there's 4 of them. We're going to use these in pairs. So basically we have 2 adjacent pairs. And it doesn't matter which pair we use for going in or looping out, just as long as you use either the left side or the right side, but not the 2 center ones. So I'm going to grab my secondary wire here, and I'm going to take my pliers and put a split in that. And separate those 2 conductors so that I can strip them. Twist them up. And insert. And you can see it's a very small little flathead screw that I'm tightening. And we'll give the other one a little twist here just for good measure. Make sure they're both very tight. I'll give it a little tug, and you can see that one's in pretty good shape. Next, I'll strip the other end so that we're already prepared to go into our second fixture. And once again. So my wires are connected, and now I'm going to replace the cover. I'm sliding that back onto that screw keyhole slot. Going to tighten that screw. Make sure that nothing is hanging up or binding there. My wires still feel very secure. I'll give that one more little half a twist. And I'm going to feed that wire up through the hole. And I'm going to flex my clips in the up position, push them up, and my first fixture is mounted. Okay, so let's see if I can actually grab that wire that I tried to fish through there, and by golly, I can. So that's good, and you can see the way we've measured that wire. We've got plenty of room here to actually wire our fixture in midair without being cramped. I'm going to walk over here, grab another fixture, and I'm going to pre-wire it. I'll put a whip on this one, so that way my whip to the next fixture will be ready when I push this one in. So I'm going to remove the cover again, grab my second wire, split that, pull those conductors apart, strip it, and I'll strip the other end as well. Give them a twist. So I'm backing out all 4 of my screws here on my terminal block. Make sure I've got enough room to get those little twisted ends in there. And I'll insert my first wire. Again, as long as you pick 2 adjacent lugs on one side, you're good. We don't have to worry about polarity with low voltage. And now I'm going to fasten this to my first fixture. So I've got my second set of leads going in. And again, it's really nice to have enough room to actually bring that wire down below the ceiling. So you always want to make sure that you leave enough slack in that wire to give yourself some room to work. And replace the cover. On that little keyhole screw one more time. Again, taking care to make sure that nothing is binding or that cover's not biting into the insulation on the wire. And I'm going to fish my leads, see if I can get lucky again and push that over to my next adjacent hole. Flex my clips. Everything looks all clear. So there's fixture number 2, all nice and clean and securely fastened. And we're ready for our third fixture. Of course, our third fixture, I can't bench wire that one because I've already got my secondary lead off the transformer and the one coming off of fixture number 2. So I'm just going to step over and grab that one, loosen up that little connection cover, and I'll put my first set in. So these are my secondary leads coming directly off the transformer. And I'm tightening them down. Here's number 2. And we'll insert our first lead. And our second. There we are. And we'll give one more little quarter turn on there just to make sure that everything is nice and tight. And then the cover plate. Okay, now I'm going to slide my transformer back up through that little 2-inch hole. Along with my secondary wire and the one that comes from the adjacent fixture. Flex my clips. Push it up. Now that we're in, I'll have my assistant go back to the service panel, turn on the circuit breaker, and done.